is in-house analyst, Obani Akinwale. It's nice to have you join us right now.
Good morning.
Great. Now, I know you've heard comments upon comments. In fact, social media has gone awash with a lot of reactions on this issue so far, whether it is legal or... The point there is, the federal government only made a statement. Oh, sorry, the Attorney General, let me say the Attorney General, anyway, on behalf of the federal government, made a statement saying that Amotekun is illegal when it comes to citing the portions, the second schedule of the Constitution and other aspects. But the point there is, a lot of Nigerians have said it is the inability or inadequacy of the constitutionally created police and security agencies to meet the obligation of government and security that all the governors are deciding to help. That is why even state governments in various state governments, some of them have all of these things. Now, when it comes to the issue of the law and the issue of necessity, how do we really approach all of these things?
Let me first start by saying that Mr. Malami is the Attorney General of the Federation and also the Minister for Justice. He's not a court of law and is neither the CJN. Now, to declare something that is illegal can only be done by courts. If Mr. Malami feels the Amotekun or whatever has been called is illegal, I think onus is on him to test the veracity of his claim in the court of law rather than coming out and saying what is illegal, what is not. Now, in terms of necessity or what have you, it baffles me a lot that as we speak, we have a commission in the north, in the Kano, for example, called Hisbah Commission that arrests people that drink in some areas. Some hotels, eyebrow hotels, Kano, you cannot get alcohol. Yet, they are not illegal. We have not had any pronouncement. You have civilian JTF in Jos. You have civilian JTF in Meduguri, in what have you. They are not illegal. You find out again that even within community development associations in Nigeria, people employ different security outfits to protect them, yet it is illegal. Then you find out that the Constitution says the president is chief security of the country, and each governor is also chief security of their states. So how do they see
votes are also made available?
Exactly. So sometimes you begin to wonder whether Nigeria is a federating unit, and you begin to ask yourself in terms of whether we still want to continue along these 40 lines in terms of what we do. But for me, I think what the Attorney General has done is the service not only to the southwestern part of Nigeria, it is an insult to Nigerians as well.
All right, let's get Honorable OSINOWO Ibrahim's perspective to this matter. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Stemming from what he has said, that what the Attorney General of the Federation has done is the service to Nigerians. Is that what it is for you? Let's get your reaction to this declaration.
Thank you for having me on the show again. If you remember vividly, last year, I was here discussing about this faulty constitution that we are brandishing about. Nigeria does not have a constitution. The present constitution, I don't want us to pick this story from what Malami. Malami is, I can tell you 100% that he's serving some people's interest. It's absolutely derogative for an appointee of the president to fault or mention that what an executive governor of a state, not one state, is a southwestern, almost about 5 states. Six of them. Who onus lies on them to protect millions of people from the southwesterners, and you are faulting that just on a fiat in your office.
But wouldn't he be right in true terms when it comes to, as in seeing it from the constitution actually, that wouldn't he be right by saying that those who have the mandate of security in that regard are the police and the army and all of that?
We need to get this story very clearly. The Amotekun from the southwestern governors is not a full security outfit. It's an intelligence support gathering within the domestic region of the southwestern to get 1 or 2 details and furnish same to the Nigerian police or any other security agents within the domain. So it's very, very sad that Malami can open his mouth and say that what the governor, and confirm that what the governor of southwestern states have done is faulty. Like what the gentleman here rightly mentioned. If you go to North, you see so many
But the argument is that those ones are not regional. that this is a regional effort. That is the argument.
No. It depends on what you want within. Okay, now, Governor Seyi Makinde is a PDP governor. The question is that he himself bought into the idea of the regional, so it's not a party line issue.
No,
it's not a party line issue. So in Borno, in Adamawa, even in Katsina, the governor.
All right, you need to hold the thought.
Yes, we have to hold on now. Now is President Southwest Consultative Forum and Certified Risk Manager, Honorable OSINOWO Ibrahim. It's nice to have you join us now. And happy New Year.
Good morning.
Wish you so.
Great. Now, make us understand the issue of Operation Amotekun seemed to be, if you hear comments from a lot of people, it seemed to be moving towards the north-south issues or north-south sentiments or north-south divide. Why is that? What's the relationship between the north-south dichotomy and security issue of Amotekun?
Anyway, there's no way that a lot of people will not feel what the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice did was a discriminatory act. One, if you notice that since the launching of the Amotekun from the Southwest, the northern governors have been having several meetings claiming that they have to launch their own as well. Some of the governors from the northern part of the country are saying that Southwest governors stole some of their data to launch theirs. But don't forget that the issue will definitely come under political platform. Because Malami, if you like it or not, is representing a tribe in this country.
No, he's representing the federal government.
It's from an extraction.
Exactly.
So there's going to be, naturally, there's going to be a reaction.
But is that right?
No, it is not right because, we have to see issue as a Nigerians, not where you come from. But a lot of your political Yoruba leaders, the Afenifere and the likes of them, like Professor Wole Soyinka, the likes of them, even some legal luminaries in the Southwest, feels that he cannot be the court. Pronouncing what an executive governor in the Southwest, what they've done as a legal, is out of his job function. He is a constitutional lawyer. He should go back to the Constitution and check his role. The best thing I expect Malami to do, if he has concern, if he's claiming that he's not aware of what the Southwest governor are doing, don't forget that the NSA is involved, the Police Service Commission is involved, the Office of Inspector General of Police is involved, and all these federal government offices are concerned. They have proved the paramilitary apparatus that the Southwest are coming from. So what we expect him to do is to call the governor, explain to them, let them see reasons why this needs to take this mode of law. Maybe your state assembly should enact law. Don't forget that some of these states in the Southwest has an existing paramilitary apparatus. They can easy things to do. He can advise the governor, but coming out to take the position of the court, saying that it's illegal, is going to bring out a lot of reaction from different people. And if you remember during my last interview, we mentioned to him that, look, the same issue we are complaining in the last 20 years of this republic is that democratic republic is that we need a brand new constitution. We need a new federal system of government. How can you be a chief law officer of a state and you won't have the right to protect your people by not even having a security outfit?
But before the statement made by the Attorney General of the Federation, there has been concerns raised about how the governors went about constituting the security outfit in the first place, despite involving the NSA and the Police Inspector General.
I don't understand what he meant by how they go about it. The technical and the layout of Amotekun is well discussed with the National Security Office advisor. The Inspector General of Police was part of the committee that dropped the programming. And now, in fact, what I get to know yesterday is that the governors are still going back to their State House of Assembly. What they've done so far is to launch the program, probably distribute the logistic part of it, and then go back to the police advising them, okay, this is what they are sending to their state assemblies, so that they can vet what is on the table, then it can contribute legally.
Shouldn't they have done that before the launch?
That's the stage 2. I think that was their agreement. Stage 1 has been done. Then when you launch, you go back before a full-fledged operation of Amotekun. Now, we believe from the Southwest, although we are going to court, we are going to test it in court. The Southwest Consultative is going to go to court. If the governors are not reacting, maybe this week or next week, we are going to court and we are going to challenge him on the legality of that statement. You cannot, he cannot, and he will never pronounce or take the position of the court. He is to interpret the law, advising the president, but saying one act or the other is faulty is not his job. It's the job of the Nigerian court system. If he's concerned about what the governor has done, he should approach the court. It's a simple issue. He should just go to court. The court should interpret the same way he has made that statement, and we are telling him that the statement is illegal. The statement he has made is illegal, and we are going to contest that. If the governor does not, we're going to drop our press statement. If the governor does not go back to court to interpret his position, we are going to do that in the next 21 days.
All right.
So we can move ahead.
Right.
People are dying every day. Security issue every day. Yesterday, even in the north, an emir was just passing by, and almost 7 or 8 people lost their lives.
The emir of Port Harcourt.
You can't drive from here to Edo State or to Benin to Ore. You have to be conscious.
Right. We have to leave it here now. OSINOWO Ibrahim, thank you so much for your insight.
All right, now it is, there are reports that the 6 governors are going to meet and perhaps test this at the court. What are they doing, or what strategies are they putting together to ensure that they have a watertight case?
I think the governors are taking the right step in the right direction. They've met with the president before. I'm not their spokesperson, but I'm fully aware that they've met with the president, briefed him on what they want to do, and the president referred them to the National Security Advisor to further the discussion. So with the statement now from someone like Attorney General of the Federation, they need to go back to the president. Probably a political solution can be dished out. They have their case already. The program is well prepared for, including funding, strategy, deployment, and the rest of them. So I think it's a good idea with what Governor Akeredolu said, that they are going back to the president to consult with him. They should do that as quickly as possible.
What do you think they should put at the front burner while they're having this discussion with the president?
It's so simple. There's no going back on Operation Amotekun. We need to protect ourselves. And they should advise the president. The major issue, what is germane, is that the president needs to caution the Attorney General on statements that would divide this country. He needs to be careful. He shouldn't take the power of the court to itself. He's a chief law officer of the country. We know that. He should interpret the law alone, not he should interpret the law, but not to make verdict on national issue of this nature. So it's a simple issue. Once they consult with the president, they should come back home and brief the Southwesterners. Each state should brief their House of Assembly and do the needful. But I'm optimistic that the president will look into the issue and it will be sorted out. But in case there's no good feedback, I'm sure a lot of stakeholders will have to approach. If the governor are not doing what is needful, a lot of stakeholders will have to approach the court to seek interpretation, because we deserve the right to protect ourselves.
All right.
And the chief officer of the state, the governors in this case, have the right to protect their citizens.
All right. When it comes to the issue of the operation, the outfit itself, some of the concerns from people are that they can be abused. It can be an outfit that can be abused by the governors. What concerns do you have from the area of training and how they're going to operate and interface with other security agencies within the area of operation?
I think all these concerns have been taken care of from the draft with the National Security Advisor, which I'm very sure they must have been discussed. However, the issue of abuse of Operation Amotekun and the rest of them, they cannot be used for any political, support program or something in that nature. Their operation and rules and regulations will be tailored through the Nigerian police. For instance, they cannot arrest, they can only gather information with the support of probably the DPO in their domain, report the case. They
cannot bear arms.
They cannot bear arms. So it's a simple issue. You understand? What I expect the Attorney General to do is to seek, clearance from the Office of National Security Advisor and the IG. What are the issues? What are the mode of operandi, or how they are going to operate? If they have intelligence, how do they transmit intelligence to the appropriate quota? And the rest of all these things can be trashed on the coffee table. So I strongly believe that they should meet with the president, and their concerns, the fear of Attorney General or any other group in the country can be addressed. So it's a simple issue, but we need to move forward.
All right.
We need to move forward.
All right.